Imagine this. You are searching for a model file you downloaded weeks ago but can't remember where you saved it. Every click, every switch between folder, every moment spent importing file adds up. And before you know it, an hour had gone. And the worst part, this isn't just one-time occurrence. It's a cycle that repeats itself, draining your creativity and focus every time you open Blender. All because of disorganized file. But what if there can be a better way? What if I tell you I had a solution? What if I had created something that is a one-stop solution for all these problems? One of the biggest challenges I face while working in Blender is to keep my file organized. I often found that my model file lie in one folder while my blend file lie in another. And this creates a messy, disorganized workflow, which is hard to manage and also time consuming. So I had an idea. What if I can create an add-on for Blender which can solve all this problem and create a streamlined workflow for my projects. Okay, to solve this chaos, we need to create a basic folder structure. Now, every Blender artist needs a few essentials. First one is the reference folder for keeping all the reference images. Then we have import folder for keeping the sketchfab models. Then we have HDRI folder for keeping the HDRI maps. And finally, we have render folder for, of course, keeping all the render files. So the idea is to create a pipeline setup button that when pressed will prompt the user to input the base directory and project name. Once submitted, the add-on will create all the necessary folders and save the project in the specific directory. Now Blender uses Python for scripting, hence I need to start by learning Python first. I started by learning BPY, which is Blender's Python model for scripting. It gives you access to Blender classes and functions, allowing you to create your own custom modification and features. To get a good grasp of it, I mostly relied on Blender API documentation and a lot of YouTube tutorials. Once I felt comfortable, I jumped right into writing my first piece of code. So here is what I have come up with so far. So we have a pipeliner menu on the right side of 3D viewport. There is a create pipeline button on which the user clicks and a pop-up will appear asking for base directory path, which is where the project wants to be saved, your project name and the Blender file name. The user can uncheck these boxes if he doesn't want any particular folder in the project directory, and also can add extra folder if required. On clicking OK, the add-on will save the current Blender file with a given name and will create directories for the given folder structure. So now we have our project structure organized, but this is just a beginning. To truly streamline our workflow, we need to take it a step further using automation. Imagine this, you have found one model on Sketchfab, you download it, but now the real work begins. You got to unzip the file, navigate through layers of folder, and then manually import it in your scene. It's a repetitive task, and every time you want to add a new model, it's the same story. Click, extract, import, again and again. So the goal here is to simply automate the entire process right from download to the import of model file. Now since we already have our import folder with different categories like FBX and OBJ, the user just need to download the model file and drop it in the right place. From there, the add-on will take over, extracting the file and creating a button in Blender UI to instantly bring the model in the scene. I started with a basic version of the add-on. It could take the model zip file, extract it, and create a button in the UI. One click and boom, the model will appear in the scene. As easy as that. At this point, I thought I could pull this off in a day, but as I hit refresh again, nothing happened. Some of this model has nested zip file. So basically main zip file have many zip file inside it. So I have to build a system that could extract the main zip file, search through all the folders for additional zip file, extract those and then search again. This becomes a recursive loop, and to handle it, I implement depth first search algorithm to dive deep into each folder and ensure everything was properly extracted. So after spending a week on import section of add-on, I finally had a working solution. Now once the pipeline is set up, the user just pastes the model file in the appropriate folder, Back in Blender, a quick hit of refresh button and the add-on will do all the heavy lifting, listing all the model files. One click and it's in your scene. No more manual extraction, no more hassle. In programming, if you want to save your current progress, you can simply create a commit. This process, managed by tools like Git, allows you to take a snapshot of your project at different stages. You can go back to this snapshot whenever you want, making it easy to track changes and revert to earlier version. Inspired by this concept, I decided to build a similar version control system for Blender files, allowing users to commit their progress at different stages and easily revert to any point when needed. This idea leads to creation of VCS panel in my add-on. So here's how it works. Whenever you have made some progress in Blender and want to back it up before moving forward, simply click the commit version button. We then have to provide the name and description of this commit, and on clicking OK, the add-on will save an instance of your current blend file in the VCS directory, essentially creating a snapshot of this stage. With this, we have just saved one version of our file, and we can continue making more commits as we work. So here I have made 3 commits named v1, v2 and v3. All our commits are listed in the all commit section of the panel, and if you want to go back to the previous commit, just click on that and the add-on will open the commit blend file, effectively pointing you to that version. Now if you click on main blend file button, it will save the present commit and will open the main Blender file, which is the latest one. Also, if you are in previous commit and want to make it as your main file, you can hit save as current version button. This action will overwrite the main blend file with the content of the selected commit, making it your new primary version. With this system, you can experiment freely, save the version at different stages, and easily switch between them, making version management in Blender effortless and efficient. Now let's talk about managing references. So when you are deep inside the project, keeping track of all the references can be a little bit difficult. To make things easier, I decided to build a reference management system right inside the add-on. And since many of us uses PureRef for organizing the references, I will consider it as a default program. So after a few lines of code, I created a new reference panel in the add-on. So this panel is directly linked to the reference folder in your project. Now when you click create ref, it will open PureRef, ready for you to add your latest inspirations. Once you are done, you just have to save it in the reference folder. From there, the add-on will automatically fetches it and list it in the reference section. From there, you can access it again. I can click it again and respawn it. This makes managing references easy. Last but definitely not the least is setting up the rendering solution. So rendering single image is straightforward, but things get more complicated when you have to render multiple passes. Normally you have to set up everything in compositing tab, which is a bit tedious. So to simplify this, I created a setup render pipeline button. This button prompts the user to select the passes they want to render and the destination folder. Once that's done, it automatically configures everything in the compositing viewport. Now we have our multi-layer EXR file, but what if we are using it again to reconstruct the final image in compositing tab? For this, again we need to set up everything in compositing tab. And to learn this, there is really nice video by Robin Square about using render passes. But doing this manually can be a little bit tedious. So I wrote some code for automation of this process and added a setup composition button in the pipeliner panel. So when you press it, the add-on will prompt you to select the input file path and the output directory and will automatically set up the node compositing graph for you. I also added a handy to-do list feature for keeping track of the tasks directly in Blender. So now you can note down your to-do items, mark tasks as complete, delete or edit them, all without leaving Blender. It's a fully functional to-do list right inside Blender. So that's how I put together this Blender add-on, which I have named as Pipeliner, as it's all about creating a well-structured pipeline for your projects. It started with just a simple idea which turned into something really useful. Feel free to give it a try. It's completely free. You can download from the link given in the description below. Also, if you are a developer and want to contribute in this add-on, I will mention the GitHub link down in the description where you can join as a contributor. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.